Hello, Internet. This is Luke Arp.
And oh goddammit.
This is episode 2 of the Idle Mouths podcast. And I think we should just start it off with what's definitely got YouTube on high alert, which is the whole Tomb Raider announced as an exclusive for the Xbox One because people are literally losing their shit over it.
Yeah.
And I think rightfully so. It's kind of bullshit.
Yeah.
I mean, is it a good move for Microsoft? Yes. It is. It's a brilliant move for Microsoft, but fuck that.
Yeah.
It's a horrible move for me. I play games on the PC. I prefer to play games on the PC. I have evangelized Tomb Raider, the reboot. I told everyone that I could that it was amazing and they should play it. It was probably one of my, if it wasn't my top game of last year, it was in my top 5
Yeah.
as most fun I had.
I bought it twice.
I thought it was more fun than The Last of Us, but again, The Last of Us wasn't designed to be fun.
Yeah.
I mean, The Last of Us, yes, it's a better game, but I had more fun and enjoyment playing Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
And potentially, I won't be able to play it unless I buy an Xbox One, which probably isn't going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, Forbes has kind of said that there is a time delay, kind of a time dependency on it. Like, this isn't like Microsoft hasn't outright bought the rights for Tomb Raider.
They're just locking it down. And it's going to be probably one of those things, I think, that it'll be like, Fallout 3, how the DLC was exclusive to the 360 for probably about 6 months. They did the same thing with Skyrim. It's just a thing to boost sales. And it really sucks because there was a difference there. Like Fallout 3, the 360 and the PS3 were already kind of established systems.
Mm-hmm.
Like they each had their, niche groups of gamers. And it really sucks because like this is different. This is like the beginning of the Xbox One and the PS4. PS4 beating out the Xbox One 3-1.
Yeah.
And
10 million consoles sold,
Yeah.
PS4. 5 million consoles shipped, so that probably means something close to like 3.5 million sold.
yeah.
So, I mean, it's getting its
a
ass kicked in.
huge number difference. And they're kind of fucking themselves in the ass because they're taking all these people that have been loyal to the franchise of Tomb Raider. Because like you said, you told everybody to get it. I told everybody I knew to get it. I bought it twice.
Yeah, you bought it on PS4 and the PS3.
Yeah. And, I beat it when it came out. I bought it day one on PS3, beat it that week. And then when it came out on PS4, as soon as I bought a PS4, I think that was the first game I bought.
Well, honestly, it was probably the best game for the PS4
Yeah. And it
at the time.
And, that's the way it's been across like everybody for PS4. They bought the shit out of it.
This is a problem with exclusives in general, and I hate them. Like, first of all, I feel sorry for Xbox One players that played Watch Dogs.
Yeah.
Because even though Watch Dogs, depends on who you talk to, isn't the greatest game ever made, but the PS4 got like an extra hour of content
Yeah.
that they didn't get. It was the same $60 game.
And they're doing that with a lot of stuff. Destiny's going to be the same way on
Yeah,
PS4,
and it's
where
bullshit.
it's a lot of extra exclusivity. And yeah, I sympathize for Xbox One owners.
And it's getting worse. Like, did you hear that GameStop is paying, I think it's Ubisoft, to make special DLC that you can only get if you buy the game at GameStop?
Well, they're going to start doing that with every different company. Walmart will have like where they'll do DLC that's exclusive to them. They've kind of already done that with some games.
Well, this is actually a little bit different because GameStop is actually paying for like the development costs of an extra content in the game that only they will ever be able to sell.
So there's just no other chance of getting any of that
unless
shit.
you get it at GameStop.
Yeah, that's really fucking with people.
And I mean, movies have started to do it too because like
oh god, with the Star Trek.
Star Trek.
Yeah,
I loved Star Trek Into Darkness. I do not own it on Blu-ray strictly because I would have to buy it at Walmart, Best Buy, Target, and I think Amazon to get all the special features.
Yeah, because it comes incomplete.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
And I'm like, why
it.
don't you guys just release a set that has all that shit? and quit being dicks about like where you buy your merchandise.
Yeah.
Like, I hate.
I shouldn't be punished as a consumer because of where I shop.
Yeah.
Same thing, and again, same thing with consoles. Like, honestly, I have no problem with the Xbox One.
Yeah.
My friend Chad has one. I've played one firsthand, and it's a good system.
Yeah.
Anyone who owns an Xbox One, you did not throw your money away. There's going to be some great games coming to it, and it's a good console.
Yeah, and I always hate the kind of like console war thing that's going on where people like bash each other for what system they chose. I mean, yeah, and numbers and stuff like that on like that the PS4 is more powerful and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean there's tests that are proving that, but it doesn't mean that the people that bought an Xbox One are like any less of a gamer than people that bought a PS4. It's just everybody's got different tastes.
Yeah.
But what sucks is the exclusivity stuff. Like. It puts a damper on a lot of things. It puts a damper on progress for one thing, as far as like moving forward in game development. And now I'm glad that a lot of consoles are getting closer and closer to like that they're pretty much just miniature PCs.
Yep.
I do like that because it's easier for them to program. I just do hate that PCs have been held back so much because of consoles, because now console market's gone way up, and so PC games are getting like console ports that and
as a PC gamer, I don't mind console ports. I actually like console ports because I like games on as many devices as possible. However, I just want them to be decent.
Yeah.
Like there's been some great console ports.
If you're paying just as much money,
yeah,
most time there's like a $10 difference.
Well, because you don't have to pay.
Yeah.
Now, this is what pisses me off about games. I should not ever have to pay $60 for a new game on PC, because if it's $60 on console, that's because like $13 of that right off the top goes to Sony or Microsoft or Nintendo.
Yeah, it's like a licensing fee.
There is no owner of PC.
Yeah.
So you're just getting an extra $10 from me because of my platform of preference.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Plus, you probably, you don't make more money based on like volume of sales, but there's no used game market on the PC.
Yeah.
Anyone who plays your game on the PC that, of course, didn't pirate it, paid money for it.
Yeah. Or you can trade now, but...
Well, you can't really trade. Like, it'll stay in my library, but you can play my games on certain authorized computers as long as I'm not using my Steam
like
account.
The game trade thing. Like, through Steam, can't you...
You can't trade games that you have installed and play. Like, you
But
can
it's
have
just
games
other
in your
stuff.
gift inventory,
Yeah,
and you can trade those, but those are like never, like the keys have never been
never
used.
been activated.
It's like the shrink wrap still on them.
Well, that's fine. Which, another thing that this brings up to me is that I find is just complete bullshit. And, my roommate and I were talking about this one day, was microtransactions. Games are really starting to piss me off with some of that stuff. Like, I think it's funny that, EA... I mean, it's even seeped over into survival horror and things. Like, because Dead Space 3... The game has microtransactions.
And you don't even need them.
No, you just buy, like, there's weapons that you can buy, and then there's, like, a whole attachment section that's pretty much like, my roommate, not my roommate, but my friend Eric and I were playing the game, and we didn't even use that section. Because, we're not going to pay money for any of that shit.
Yeah.
And the reason that it's still becoming a thing is people are buying it.
I guess...
Last of Us, though, like the remaster.
Yeah, there's microtransactions
There's tons
in
of
it.
microtransactions. Like, anything you want to wear,
Yeah.
that normally would be something like, hey...
Isn't it just for the multiplayer, though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But still, like, anything that you would want to... say in an older game, they had, like, an awesome... Like, you remember Resistance, the first one, Fall of Man.
Mm-hmm.
Launch PS3 title.
Probably the most competitive I've ever gotten on a first-person shooter in a long time was
Right.
Resistance.
But you remember the guys that would run around and they had the skulls.
Yeah. And they had to earn them.
And we were just like, man, where the fuck you get that skull?
Mhm.
You had to beat the game on the hardest difficulty.
Yeah.
You had to be a
earn it.
badass.
Yeah.
It was hard to do.
When you saw that skull, you knew that guy was a bad motherfucker.
Yeah. And, shit like that, you unlocked it. You had a goal. And, like, you unlocked custom shit. Or, in these other games where, even used to in Call of Duty,
Yeah.
you unlocked cool shit. Like, if you got good guns and shit, it's because you played the game enough.
Yeah.
You earned them. Now, there's no earning. There's no gold. There's just, oh, I'm going to play this and some asshole's going to spend $4.99 for something I spent 30 hours of my fucking life trying to get. So I can have good gear. And he spends $4 and gets the same shit.
That's why, I don't really mind microtransactions as much if it's strictly cosmetic.
Yeah.
Like, if it has no effect on the gameplay at all. Like, Dead Space 3, I knew there was microtransactions in the game, but I don't know if I'm just having selective memory. I don't remember ever seeing it, because I never went anywhere where it would be. So at least it was kind of hidden away.
It's in the actual, weapon, the customization window.
Well,
there's a thing for that. I just never...
I beat the game solely with the, what is it?
The
plasma cutter.
Yeah.
Which was stupid because there was a stinking trophy in Dead Space 3 and EA, fuck you for this. It's called classic mode.
Yeah.
And so it's basically the way the trophy is explained. It is beat the game on hard, only using the original weapons for the first Dead Space. Fine. I'll just use the plasma cutter the whole time, except at the very beginning of the game where you don't have it.
Yeah.
You have to use the pistol. But so right when I got the plasma cutter, I played the entire game with it, because that's how I've played every single Dead Space.
Yeah.
And I beat the game on hard, didn't get the trophy, because you have to beat the game to unlock classic mode. It's like a game mode.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, fuck this. I'm only going to beat the game once.
Yeah.
It was a decent game. Didn't hate it, but I'm never going to play that game again. I might play co-op just to see what the co-op missions are like. I mean, I watched your YouTube Let's Plays, but I kind of want to see... Everyone said that the Dead Space 2, the way to play it is co-op as the person, not Isaac Clarke.
Yeah, because you see different shit.
Yeah, because his shit is way darker and more psychological.
Yeah. Which is true, because he has the whole family thing going on.
Yeah.
Not going to go any deeper than that for people that haven't played it, but there's a lot of crazy shit.
But back to the microtransactions, I don't really mind them. I mean, I guess I'm fine with giving gamers options, but just don't make it where you have to do it, or make it feel like you have to do it. Like, if
well, it's just like the pre-order bonuses for some of these things. Like, that publishing companies are now telling the developers that it's mandatory
for a pre-order
bonus. And so, Metro Last Light,
it was a game mode.
It's because originally they were just like, you're going to have to pull a part of the game out, and, you're going to have to make people pay for this. Or just make it a pre-order bonus. Well, the other people that didn't get the pre-order bonus and didn't get the limited edition
will have to pay for the DLC.
Will have to pay for the DLC.
Yeah.
And they were like, look, this is based on a book. We can't just cut sections of the game out. It ruins the game's story flow.
And it's a linear game. It's not like it's like an RPG where they can just take out a quest.
Yeah, no, and so they were just like, we don't want to fuck people like that. So they had to make it was a difficulty. It was Ranger mode.
Yeah, and fuck that mode.
Yeah,
it should have never been in there, because it makes me feel like I like playing games on hard.
Now I like
a challenge.
I do like watching people play Ranger mode that are good at it, because
if people love it,
pretty amazing.
That's their prerogative. But I tried to play the first game on Ranger mode. Fuck that.
Yeah, it's super.
It's hard as shit. Like, I like hard. I'll play games on hard.
Yeah.
I'll occasionally play on hardest. I beat Rage on Nightmare, which that's probably the easiest id game.
It is the easiest
ever.
id game on because that Nightmare mode, I beat
joke.
it. Like, all you have to do is just stay in cover.
Yeah, it's the only id game I've ever beat
cover.
on the hardest difficulty.
Yeah. Now they did release with the DLC.
The Scorcher DLC.
The Scorcher DLC. They released a new Nightmare mode.
And is it harder?
From what I can
tell,
the DLC. Yeah, from what I could tell, though, I was still kind of blowing through it at the beginning, just like Nightmare. But I mean, I guess it's because I was already used to Nightmare. But it wasn't anything like I mean, you died fast, but
Doom 3 is pretty rough on Nightmare.
Yeah, Doom 3 on Nightmare is pretty much one hit kill.
Quake 2 and Quake 3 is an arena shooter, but Quake 2 didn't have a Nightmare mode, but its hardest difficulty is pretty fucking hard.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's pretty difficult even on medium.
Yeah.
To be honest, but I just got Quake 2 on PS1 recently, and I have to say, man, watching the people play the game on hard on PS1, it's pretty impressive. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't think the hard mode is quite as hard as like some of the things now, comparatively, but it's pretty rough because like, I don't know. There's a lot more enemies and the damage is pretty heavy. Of course, the damage is heavy on medium, but I mean that brings us to, talking about difficult games.
Yeah.
We're talking about how games. There's a difference between difficult but fair,
Yeah.
and then games that are just difficult
For the sake of
for
being
the
difficult.
sake of being difficult. They're just bullshit.
And I have to do a coin turn on this because Demon Souls, I hated that game. I fucking hated it. And I'm just like, this game is difficult strictly for the sake of being difficult. And I didn't understand the mechanics. I hated everything about Demon Souls. I've even tried to play it again recently because I'm like, well, I've beat Dark Souls. I'm sure I'm better at Demon Souls now. No, I'm not. I still suck at that fucking game. I hate it.
Demon Souls to me was mainly like the play difference for me. The first time I played through it, I didn't realize, but I was pretty much playing hard mode. Like I did just melee class.
Mhm.
I didn't want to do magic. Fuck that shit.
Yeah.
And so I was, sword and shield, gonna go through the game. What I didn't realize is, weapon ascension.
Oh yeah, you didn't know how to ascend your weapons.
I knew how to ascend them to a certain point, but then I didn't understand how to ascend them past that, and I didn't understand scaling.
Oh yeah.
I didn't even understand any of that shit. So I actually beat Demon Souls with a +5 broadsword. And I had
you were doing no damage.
and I had a winged spear that was a +5. So like my damage output was pretty low. And I beat the game.
Yeah.
And
Well, you're not really an RPG player either, so
No,
you're not
but
really
see,
looking into those stats.
after I'd beaten Dark Souls and I understood all the weapon scaling and stuff like that, I looked at, the wikis on Demon Souls on how to do builds. And I built a faith character for my Demon Souls run that I did on YouTube. And my faith character, it made the game so much fun
Mhm.
because the faith character, like the beginning of the game, I pretty much had no armor. Like I went through the first level pretty, naked.
Mhm.
And then the first boss fight, I wore my armor because the armor they give you as you start as like a Templar Knight or something like that, or Templar is your start. It's really heavy, so
Yeah.
you roll really slow. So like the Phalanx boss, I used the armor, but then the second level I went to was the 4-1, where you'd fight the Adjudicator and everything. You fight those crazy.
That's where
like,
I stopped playing the game.
yeah, the rolling skeletons.
Yeah,
Um,
it was hard. I got to the Adjudicator on accident. I don't even know how I think I rolled off an elevator or something by accident.
Well, there's
and I was like, I landed on him.
there's to get to him, you pretty much have to pass a skeleton that they're pretty rough. I usually
Oh yeah,
just,
they're right at the beginning. Right when you walk up, those rolling skeletons that come in.
well, there's another one. He's black with like dual blades. They're really rough.
It's been
They
a
got,
while
like,
since I
red
played the
eyes and shit.
game.
They're tough.
And I've
They're-
blocked most of it from my memory due to my own sanity, because, like, I was doing good. Like, I watched a lot of people play Demon Souls, and when I first started playing, I was kicking that game's fucking ass. I'm like, this game is not that bad. People are just pussies. Because I beat the Phalanx, no problem. Then I got my human form. Kicked the Tower Knight's fucking ass first try, kept human form. Go do I was following a boss order because Demon Souls, if you haven't played it, doesn't have levels that you just linearly go through. You can like choose to go to certain sections of the game.
Yeah.
And so I was following this boss order that was supposed to be the most easy to go through. And so the third boss I went to go after was the Armor Spider. Go straight through his level, no problem. The Armor Spider is probably the easiest boss in the game, besides the Phalanx.
Yeah, let's see.
Because it's kind of just like run up to him, hit him, run back.
Yeah.
rinse, repeat
The
until
only
he's
thing
dead.
is if you get stuck on the like if he shoots the webbing at you and you get caught in that, like he can hit you with those meteorite fireball things, and those fuck you up pretty bad.
But I beat the armor spider, and I'm about to touch the sword to go back to the
archstone to go to the Nexus.
yeah. So I'm about to touch that, and I see an item in the distance, and I go, well, I'm just gonna go grab that item before I go back to the Nexus. I run up. It's not an item. It's a bomb. It explodes. It kills me.
The only thing is it just sends you back to the Nexus.
Yeah, but it pissed me off. I lost my body.
Your body's really not important.
It was important to me.
Because the only thing it does is it ups your HP, but you can have the cling ring and get a lot of that back. But the thing is, like, for world tendency's sake, I actually killed myself in the Nexus.
I never did
time
understand
I
the
got my body.
tendencies.
Well, like the world tendency, if you beat bosses without like dying, if you don't have, like, if you're in soul form the whole time, like, you're still gaining world tendency towards white, but you don't get negative. Like, if someone invades your game and kills you, that goes towards black. If you die at a boss fight or die in a level, that goes towards black. It's pretty much if you suck at the game when you have your body too much in a level, you'll go full black tendency.
So if you're a soul form and die, it doesn't count toward negative tendency. But if you kill a boss, it counts toward white tendency.
For positive, yeah.
Okay.
And so your white tendency, certain characters, if you get a full 100% white tendency in an area, certain areas in the game will unlock that normally weren't. They were locked before. And you'll meet other characters that can send you on kind of quests to do things that you normally couldn't do. And the same thing goes for black tendency. You start getting... But
isn't the game harder on black tendency?
Yes, because more black phantoms and stuff will invade your game. Like, not necessarily like, people, but like, pretty much NPCs will invade your game and try to kill you. And you also get like assassination packs where you assassinate other characters.
Like I said, when you talk about Demon Souls, I'm like, man, this game sounds so cool. It's like I want to play it. But then I realize what it's like to play it. I'm like, fuck that game.
Well, Demon Souls really, like, I had about as much fun with it as I did Dark Souls. But
okay, I'll give it this. If it probably came out to the PC and I could play it at 60 frames a second, I'd probably give it another go.
Now, see, I don't have any frame rate issues except.
But it's locked at 30.
Well, see,
you can feel it.
The only thing that I had problems with as far as frame rate was the last like area, the Valley of Defilement. That place has shitty frame rate, and it's because it's built like Blighttown. Now, the good thing was in Dark Souls 2, they have an area that's like Blighttown. I fucking hate it. I mean, as soon as I got there, I was just like, oh no, like there's another fucking Blighttown area. And to be honest, it's kind of worse than Blighttown and the other place, just because you cannot see shit. It's just pitch black all around.
So it's like Blighttown and Tomb of the Giants from Dark Souls together.
Yeah. I mean, you can see a little bit further than, Tomb of the Giants, you can't see anything.
Yeah.
So it's not that bad, but there's so little light that the only light that's illuminating is just right around like your circle. And there's all these like, enemies that can cause poison and toxin and shit. And there's these heads, like statues, that spit poison at you. And so a lot of times you don't see them until it's too late and they've already spit on you and then you're poisoned. And poison in Dark Souls 2 seems way worse than it did in Dark Souls 1. Because Dark Souls 1...
It wasn't that bad.
I don't know if it's that or just my character was OP, but like, I was just like, poison? Who gives a fuck about poison? I'll get to the next bonfire before I die of poison.
Seriously, you can normally make it to a bonfire before you even had to use the purple grass.
Yeah, the moss. Yeah. Dark Souls 2, you get poison, you're like, oh fuck, I gotta. Where's that moss? Where's it at? I gotta. Oh shit, I gotta eat it. No, you'll just die because there's an enemy that's like the rat. Fuck, it's like rat something authority. Oh my god. It's pretty much, imagine like Sif from Dark Souls, but he's got tons of little dogs with him and they can cause like toxin, and it's super lethal. And so you just get gangbanged by all those, and like it was the most annoying boss fight I didn't finish it.
But did it have a smooth frame rate?
Yeah.
See, like I'm becoming. I guess it's my PC master race hat comes on sometimes, and if a game's not 60 frames a second, especially like an action game,
don't worry. I mean,
it drives me fucking insane.
It's really not just you though, because the PS4 is kind of spoiling me.
Mm-hmm.
Because
because you're getting games at 60 frames.
Yeah, I played Wolfenstein, the New World Order thing, or the New Order.
And see that game, because of the id Tech 5, it's 60 frames on whatever you play it.
Yeah.
If you're playing on 360, PS3, PS4, Xbox One, PC, hell, on PC you can VSync at 120 hertz if you have a 120 hertz monitor, 120 frames.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, it was one of those things where I played it at 60 frames. And man, was it good.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was just like, I haven't played Crysis 3 in a long time on PS3. And I played some Crysis 3, and I was just like, oh, God.
Yeah, how could anyone play this?
I mean, it was really kind of odd, because I was just like, man, this feels like I'm just stepping in a weird direction. Because
it's hard for me to play console shooters, not really because of I would rather have duller graphics and 60 frames a second on a shooter, because you can feel it. You can feel a game at 60 frames a second.
That's what's so cool about when I was playing Killswitch recently on Xbox, the original Xbox.
Yeah.
Killswitch is 60 frames. It's fast.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it feels fluid as shit. Because that was Namco shooters at their best. Like, I remember playing Dead to Rights.
Oh yeah, Dead to Rights. Wasn't that like kind of a
GTA
clone, bullet time, GTA mixed with. I'm thinking of True Crime.
That's True Crime, yeah.
What's Dead to Rights?
Dead to Rights was the game with the guy with the dog. It's the police officer. It's pretty much a fucking like John Woo movie. It's badass.
Oh,
they made 3 of them.
Yeah. Wasn't it kind of like the spiritual successor to Stranglehold or Hard Boiled? I'm thinking of Stranglehold.
Stranglehold.
I don't know what the fuck I'm.
Yeah, no, Stranglehold was the spiritual successor to Hard Boiled.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's the same character.
Yeah, I think it's a sequel.
He said he wanted.
Because
it is a sequel.
If you bought Stranglehold, you got Hard Boiled in the box.
Yeah, which is an awesome movie.
Yeah,
but before John Woo.
That's actually a really good game.
Yeah, Stranglehold's
a good game.
Was a pretty underrated game. But yeah, Dead to Rights, like there was 2 of them for the like pretty much PS2, Xbox era, and then like they came out with one for the PS3, but it pretty much like did shit.
Like my mind, I have no recollection of this game whatsoever.
It's a cool game. It's a lot like Max Payne. Like
I love Max Payne.
There's bullet time in it. It's really fun.
I'm gonna have to check it out.
Yeah, man.
Is it on PC? Or is it just a console kind of thing?
I actually think it is on PC.
Well, hell. Come on, Internet. Let me know.
But yeah, see, okay. The difficult games thing, the games that we were talking about with, is it on there?
Let's see. It came out on Xbox, PlayStation 2, GameCube, and Windows. So it does have a PC version. I will find it, and I will check it out.
Sweet. Yeah, it's a fun game. I haven't played it since I beat it on PS2, but it was a damn good little game to play. I'd probably check it out again, actually. But games that have a difference of that, like I know what you mean on Demon's Souls.
Well, I mean, like I said, Dark Souls, I
different.
didn't feel it. Like Dark Souls was difficult.
Yeah, because it has bonfires, which you really, really don't feel it in Dark Souls 2.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can teleport anywhere. So if there's a section of the game where like if you die a lot in a certain area and you just fucking hate it,
mm-hmm.
you can just go, you know what, fuck this area. I'm gonna go to a different area, and you just teleport to somewhere else and play somewhere else.
And it seems like the overall consensus is Dark Souls 2 is an easier game than Dark Souls.
And I think it is because of that.
So it feels easier more than it actually is easier.
Yeah. I mean, because a lot of people give the whole, because the new DLC that came out for Dark Souls 2,
mm-hmm.
A lot of people are like, man, this is the difficulty that Dark Souls 2 originally should have been. And I mean, I kind of disagree because, like, I just think that the DLC is actually, it's more focused of where you're at.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think that I mean, because Dark Souls 2 to me was still decently difficult.
Well, I mean, I've played for about 2 hours and I have died.
Yeah, I mean, I died a good bit at the beginning because I was underestimating enemies,
Well,
and it
I
felt
mean,
a little different.
And I mean, to be honest, Dark Souls 1 is a whole lot easier when you start leveling up and getting a weapon that scales with the
Yeah.
attributes you're leveling up, because the middle, from the middle of that game on,
Oh, I didn't
it's
even
not
think,
that hard.
Well, see, I didn't even think that. But it is if you got the wrong weapon.
Oh yeah, well if you don't, like I
Because
said,
I didn't have my character statted right, and I didn't have a weapon that scaled good.
yeah, because you got stuck on the Four Kings forever.
Yeah.
Because you weren't able to do enough DPS.
Yeah, I almost quit the game.
I beat the Four Kings the first try.
I actually almost quit at Ornstein Small because all I had was a lightning spear +3,
Mm-hmm.
and Ornstein is actually like resistant to lightning because he does lightning.
Yeah, he has a lightning spear.
And that's all I had.
Yeah.
I mean, my other weapons were crap, and
Yeah.
so I ended up having to go and get like a Falcion and level the shit out of it.
Mhm.
And that's the only thing I did to pull my character back out. And then I got the Great Scythe and boosted my dex like crazy, and then scaled it with the Great Scythe, and I fucked shit up.
Once I had my dex to like 35 and my Eado to +13 or +14, because that's when it goes S, scales S with dex. Plus it stacks bleed. Like I said, I was killing stuff so fast. Bosses too. Like after I went back to the asylum to get the peculiar doll to get to the painted world, because I wanted to farm the Falcion there to like bump up a couple soul levels.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, while I'm there, I guess I might as well kill the demon, the stray demon.
Yeah.
So I fall down. You know, he farts on me a couple times, and I run up, and I seriously think I hit him 9 times, and that fucker was dead. Just dead.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, almost every boss in that game is weak to bleed.
Yeah.
And that's...
You weak to bleed, son.
So I just fucking was doing so much DPS, like from the beginning to middle, hell.
Yeah.
Middle end, I'll say middle to, 3/4 of the way, moderate. 3/4 of the way to the end, that's an easy fucking game.
Well, what's funny is, like, I watched a video where it showed that you can get the Great Scythe within the first 10 minutes of the game. Yeah. I mean, the guy shows that you can go to the catacombs and, like, you got to fight Pinwheel if you want to get it fired, like, put fire on it.
Yeah.
But because you need the souls.
Mm-hmm.
But, and they were saying, Pinwheel's the easiest boss in the game.
Yeah.
But if you got to fight him, like, technically first, he's not.
Yeah.
He's not easy at all.
Well, I remember I killed Pinwheel so fast, I didn't even think... Like, I thought I broke the boss. I thought I broke the Four Kings. Because the way everyone was saying is, like, you got to get the first one, like, super low health before the second one comes. I killed the first one so fast, there was, like, 5 seconds between it and the second.
I had 16 seconds between, like, the second and third king,
Yeah.
where I just ran around in circles.
Yeah, that's what I did, because I thought I broke the game. I'm like, oh, shit. I have broke Dark Souls by being too badass.
Now, that actually happened to Mark in... it's partially because the game wasn't finished per se. I mean, it's done, but it wasn't finished. But was KOTOR 2, the Knights of the Old Republic 2?
Mm-hmm.
Mark's character was so OP in that game that I watched him do it because he freaked out. He goes into the fight and just hits the boss, and the boss has like 3 cutscenes that are mandatory that it goes through where she's like talking to you, taunting you, and all this shit, and like he just hits her like twice, and then the game just like goes black, and he's like, I killed her, but what's going on? And so he like flips out, and he's like, this fucking game, like I beat it, and so he resets and like reloads it and goes and like does it again, and he actually has to like switch his character to just dumb down the damage so he can actually fight the fight and beat it without it breaking the game.
Because he was hitting too hard.
Because he was hitting too hard.
Is this the first one?
No, the second one.
Well, yeah, the second one's really not finished.
Yeah.
Obsidian did the second one.
Yeah.
I prefer the second one, but at the end of the game, it's bullshit.
It's bullshit. Because he seriously like went into the boss fight and beat the boss before you're
And for people that
supposed
don't know
to.
who Mark is, that's a mutual friend me and Matt have.
Yeah.
And he is if you ever want someone to tell you how to play an RPG, this is the guy to ask.
Yeah, he's legendary on that. And you know, Eric kind of does the same thing. It kind of sucks on some, like if I play anything RPG or anything, like Eric, yeah, he'll do that.
Yeah.
He'll just be like, "What are you, an idiot? Like, don't use that. That's stupid. Why are you using this armor? This is terrible. Use this. You got this. Don't use this. Don't use."
Yeah.
You know? And I'm
I
just
like playing
yeah.
RPGs, but I'm not that level. Like, I can beat RPGs. I can play them, and I can enjoy them.
I can play the Shimigami Tensei ones, but as far as anything else, I'm not really great at
Like,
it.
I love Baldur's Gate 1 and 2.
Yeah, I like those and
I
Neverwinter
love
Nights and stuff.
Neverwinter Nights is probably my favorite RPG of all time. Love it. Neverwinter Nights 2, I've never played it. I've heard the controls are really fucking weird, and I've never played
I have
it.
that game. I know I have the strategy guide for some
I own
reason.
it, but I've never played it.
Yeah.
I bought it on Steam in one of those like bundles.
Yeah.
And so difficult games.
Yeah, but see, like, Hotline Miami.
Hotline Miami is
and,
a difficult.
And
but here's
Super Meat Boy. Those are the things of like, you know, you die and you have instant respawn.
yeah. See, there's no frustration there because right when you die, you're playing again. Like literally, you can die and just hold down like right on your controller, and you will just instantly start moving forward because you're back. That's how quick it is.
Yeah.
So there's zero frustration really because you're just right back in it.
Which the instant respawn thing is.
If every
pretty
game
nice.
would have that, there would be like almost zero rage quits because the new Wolfenstein, I loved the new Wolfenstein.
Yeah.
But if you died in that game, it felt like the game was literally punishing you because the load screens were ridiculous.
Yeah. And I mean, I will agree because I beat the game on the
Uber
difficulty,
hardest
the
difficulty.
hardest difficulty.
the man difficulty.
Yeah, I beat. It took the big set of kahunas. But
Man, that final boss in Wolfenstein, he wasn't that hard when you realize like it just there's no like it was old school in the sense that there was zero indication that you were doing damage to him.
Yeah.
Because like when you play Doom and you're going against a cyber demon, I literally thought he was invincible.
Yeah.
First time I fought, because what can I hit him with? There's no indication that I'm hurting him. I just keep shooting at, and he finally dies, and that's the way the final boss is in Wolfenstein.
Yeah.
And once I realized that I actually was damaging him, I beat the living shit out of it. I went up double barrel, like 2 shotguns in my hand, threw a Tesla grenade to stun him, run up, unloaded both clips, and then he was dead. Like with 3 more rocket hits, I fucked him up. I beat it on normal. I didn't even play it on hard. I don't think.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I
It's
just
pretty
played it on
rough,
normal.
even on normal. It's
Oh, you can die quick.
Yeah, it's got some pretty heavy sections.
Yeah.
Like I remember my first playthrough, I had some sections where I died quite frequently.
Yeah. And this is making an interesting conversation because hard games are different for different people.
Yeah.
Like I think Super Meat Boy is a shit ton of fun, but I know some people that just can't handle it. They
get mad at
They
it.
get mad at Hotline Miami the same way.
Yeah.
I thought Hotline Miami was one of the funnest games I'd played.
Yeah,
in a
I
long
actually
fucking
made
time.
Hotline Miami harder because I thought it was too easy when I played with the Tony the Tiger mask. Because
That's
originally,
the punch, one punch kill.
Originally, I played with Tony the Tiger like exclusively, but then I just realized that it kind of sucks the fun out of the game because the thrill of the game is. I mean, don't get me wrong, the Tony the Tiger mask is awesome.
Yeah.
Beating the shit out of everything, like and you can just run through an entire floor just
with
popping everything.
Yeah, and
with
if
your
you've never
fists.
played Hotline Miami, you unlock masks, and these masks give you special abilities.
Yeah.
In the level, like I always liked the horse mask
Yeah,
because
Charlie.
Anytime you opened a door and hit someone with it, it was an insta kill.
Okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I love that mask.
Can't remember the name of that one. But I like Charlie the Unicorn
Yep.
because he had silent gunshots, and you can do some fun shit with that one.
Yeah.
I actually had one of those on my YouTube channel that I did where I ran through an entire floor just fucking people up, and it was great because I platinumed that game where I'd gotten all the trophies. And getting all the trophies in that game actually made me a better player.
I have a lot of the trophies in that game. The one I don't have is the Batman trophy because there's a bat mask in the game,
Which I thought you said you did that when you just.
I did
used
beat it because I
the-
cheated it.
Yeah, you
Yes.
used the fucking.
See, I have the PC version. So what I did is there's a trophy in it for you doing the Batman thing, and
Yeah, what it does is this mask makes all your controls
reverse.
reverse.
So if you go left, you go right. If you go up, you go down.
Yeah,
if you
and
go
I
down, you go up.
legitimately did this. You had to beat Chapter 2 in the game.
Well,
And you think the Chapter 2 is pretty easy until you have to do it with reverse control.
it's ridiculously hard
Yeah.
to do, and anyone who did it legitimately, I applaud you.
Yeah, I did.
But being a member of the PC Master Race, I just remapped my keyboard. Boom,
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
Success.
I had
The what is it? The accomplishment I felt of.
See, I got to feel the accomplishment for real.
Well,
I had to do it for real. I
Hey,
had to,
that's
I had to
R,
train my brain.
I did some RL problem solving.
Yeah.
That's some real life shit.
That's some that's considered like Game Genie. That's
Yeah, that's
That's-
my own personal game genie.
yeah, that was
And I'm not the only one. I saw all you Steam comments saying you did the same thing. Where do you think I got the idea? Do you think I'm that creative? Fuck no. You guys came up with it. I'm just like, that's really good. I want that achievement.
yeah, I wasn't that
Am I the only
fortunate.
one? Hey, here's a question. Am I the only one that gives a shit about Steam achievements? Because
No, I mean,
like
like,
Kotaku and stuff, if you read, they talk so much shit about Steam achievements, like no one cares. I am obsessed with them.
I love achievements and everything. Steam
Like,
achievements, trophies.
My overall like Steam achievements is out of all the games that I've played, I average 33% completion as far as achievements go per game.
Yeah.
And I physically get upset if that number gets lower. To where I will play a game I don't even want to play anymore just to at least get 34% of the achievements just so my 33% doesn't go down. I mean, I guess I'm an OCD about it, but I might be one of the only people in the world that gives a shit about Steam
Well, I
achievements.
mean, I really like. It makes you feel accomplished. Plus, when you unlock something, you're like, "Hey, what I did?"
Yeah.
You know,
Like-
and you go and read it.
Yeah.
I think it's cool. Also, I think it's pretty awesome. When we were talking about the PS4, I think it's pretty awesome the amount of like indie titles that are coming out.
Yeah, I love
for
it. I love the fact that PS4 is getting Shadow Warrior.
Oh yeah,
If
yeah,
you have a
I'm
PS4,
super stoked about
When
that.
Shadow Warrior comes out, get that game. That
Right,
is one of
yeah.
the best shooters that has been made in a long fucking time. First of all, you get to watch bunnies fuck. It's
Yeah.
always nice.
Entertaining.
Tons of classic Easter eggs. If you played the original Shadow Warrior, and I mean, even if you didn't, they're still kind of funny. Where there's like these retro levels where you can like blow up a wall and walk in, and you're like in the original like game assets from
Yeah.
the game that came out in '97.
Yeah.
Fucking awesome game.
Now I know that they probably
Best sword in a first-person shooter.
yeah
ever.
the sword is fucking awesome.
You slice and dice, motherfuckers. It is
Yeah,
awesome.
Cutting people's heads off in that game and their limbs is very satisfying.
And I mean, if you guys didn't play the original Shadow Warrior, which if you haven't, you can get the classic one for free on Steam. It's free. You can get the Redux, which they've
I bought the Redux.
yeah,
too.
you can buy that. But just cautionary, that game is hard as fuck.
It is very difficult.
Shadow Warrior, the difficulty levels are, I think, right size. I beat the game on hard, and it was a good challenge. And I'm sure medium for any, like, I wouldn't say casual, but anyone that.
Filthy casuals.
No, I mean, I think medium would give you a good challenge too, but that sword gets OP as shit. Level up the sword.
Yeah.
I use the sword 90% of the game. Like the other, it upset me when I had to change the other weapons just to get, because you get rated on how well you did in each section. Like it gives you a star rating.
Yeah.
And I'm a sucker for that. Like that. Why do you think I played Devil May Cry so much? Just to get S's on everything.
Well, that's like Medal of Honor for the PlayStation 1.
Oh yeah, I had to get the Medal of Honor.
Oh my God.
You
I
had
had
to,
to work for the Medal of Honor.
Man, the
stuff
Medal of
and-
Honor, you had to beat every single level. You had to have 75% of your health, and you had to kill everyone in the level.
Yeah.
It was harder. That's harder than you think.
Yeah,
Getting that
because,
Medal of Honor, that was a badge of
because
honor.
there are no there's no regenerating health in that game.
No.
It's just like fucking health packs.
Yep.
And they're not that frequent. I mean,
No.
they're frequent enough but you just kind of have to plan. You have to map out strategies and shit.
Yeah.
So it's difficult, but
but again, Shadow Warrior. Get
yeah,
it when it comes out.
definitely support that game.
Plus,
really good.
what else, what came out recently?
We had a demo that came out for free on the PlayStation 4 that just popped up a couple days ago. It was called PT, and
Personal trainer?
Yeah, you think that it would just be like, you're just teaching people how to work out.
Yeah.
But
Like Ubisoft make this?
no, actually, it's labeled under a studio that's like, I think it's 7748S, and that's not who made it. It's total bullshit thing, but pretty awesome little like psychological horror trailer thing. What it is, it's like it actually stands for well, fuck, what was it? Oh my god, I can't, because it's damn it.
Playable trailer?
It's playable teaser, I think.
Teaser, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Playable
I don't know
teaser.
why playable just left my brain.
Well, I was
for
thinking
some
of
reason.
interactive.
Yeah,
That's what
and I was
thinking.
too, but I was like IP,
Yeah.
IT, and stuff
Mhm.
like that. Yeah, no, and it's just really crazy. Like most games don't freak me out at all. Like I played through a lot of survival horror,
I haven't.
and a lot of them, like even some of the newer ones, like Outlast is really awesome.
I wanna play it.
Daylight's okay. Daylight's not really excellent. It's worth playing through for
And
a little bit. But
I know Daylight had a lot of hype coming out about it.
It's cool for
Is it
what
out?
it is. Oh yeah, it's been out. It's on PS4 and PC.
And it's not that great.
It's okay. I mean, it's just kind of.
Like I said, the hype for that game was ridiculous.
It's just
'Cause
kinda
that's the
generic.
one that you can
It
do
is-
parkour and stuff.
Oh no.
Well,
That's Dying Light.
God damn these zombie games.
Yeah,
man.
I know. Well, they all have light in the name of them.
Stop it. I'm confused.
Well, see, Outlast confused me because I thought Outlast was Dying Light for the longest time.
Yeah,
Because of the big bulky dude, and then I
and
thought
you,
Dying Light
I was upset
out.
in Outlast. The batteries in that game.
Oh God, the battery
First
is
of
so
all,
bad.
I felt bad when I played Alan Wake. I felt bad for Energizer because that's like the worst ad for Energizer ever because those batteries lasted 3 seconds.
Yeah,
Like,
I think he used like off-brand
yeah, I don't know what he used in Dying Light. I mean,
ugh.
sure as fuck wasn't Duracell.
Outlast was just fuck, man. I don't know what batteries. But they last seriously like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And
I played a little bit of Outlast, but not much.
oh, it's good. It's just that game really doesn't freak me out that much.
See, those games, any horror game, I'll say this, any horror game where I have no offense,
Yeah. Yeah, it's
freaks
the
me out.
defenseless thing, yeah.
I don't like
Now-
to feel helpless.
And PT, man, like the game's graphics are amazing. The atmosphere is amazing. That game, seriously, I've never had anything where nothing happening but a radio being on, freaking you out.
Yeah.
Because the atmosphere's tense, you have no idea what the fuck is going on, and you're just trying to get through
Hmm.
without getting attacked.
It creates dread.
And it's supreme amounts of dread. My heart was fucking racing. And I usually don't get that, man. My heart rate barely ever goes up when I'm playing games at all. And this had me on Fatal Frame levels.
See, I never played Fatal Frame.
And Fatal Frame is one of those games where you'd probably throw the controller.
See, there's a whole swath of the horror genre that I've never touched because it's just never really. I don't
Yeah,
like
those-
to be terrified.
And those will terrify the shit out of you, especially the Fatal Frame series.
I might try. They're
And-
supposed to be
and-
re-releasing Fatal Frame for the Wii U. I might give it a
Yeah, give it a shot.
shot. I'll have to
Um,
play it in my 3-year-old's room. So
I wouldn't play it around her, though.
yeah.
She would freak the fuck out.
I don't know. My 3-year-old's weird as shit.
I don't know though. That game even it terrifies me, and I don't get
Yeah.
terrified. Now horror movies don't bother me.
Horror
ever.
movies don't bother me,
Yeah,
but something about a horror game.
it's because you're in control.
Yeah, any game where, like I said, I feel helpless, like Amnesia, I feel helpless. I could play Penumbra because I didn't feel helpless.
Probably that Silent Hill, the one that came out for the Wii, probably would do that too.
yeah, because you had to
Shattered Memories.
The first Silent Hill, that was the first really survival horror game I ever played for the PS1, and that game scared the living shit out of me.
Silent Hill 2 actually did kind of creep me the fuck out because of the apartment.
Never played 2.
Okay, there's an apartment complex, and holy fuck, it's creepy as hell.
I want to get the HD collection to try to.
The
Is
HD
it-
collection's not really that great.
Is it shitty?
Yeah,
So just get the one for PS2.
yeah.
All right,
Because I own 2 and 3 for the PlayStation 2.
3 wasn't that great.
No, 3 was good.
Really? See, I played 3 on the PC and it was just an action game. I didn't think it was scary at all.
Well, it's not really so much that it's scary. It's just it's still enjoyable.
See,
Like,
you can always tell when a game's not that scary because I've beat it. Like Resident Evil 4, not that scary.
well,
I beat
another
it.
thing. Okay,
Resident Evil 5, not that scary. Beat it.
but PT ended up. It's a front for the new Silent Hill game.
Yeah.
Because we're talking about Silent Hill. It actually is a Silent Hill. Like it was just it was a really neat marketing ploy.
Yeah, 'cause it got so much word of mouth. It was
Yeah,
Twitter
because
exploded.
people were just like,
Holy shit!
this PT thing, what is this? And then like people playing it, and they're like, oh my god, and then like getting to the end of the demo takes some work of figuring out what to do, and so like you had internet sensation, the shit just blew up, and find out it's Hideo Kojima, who made like the Metal Gear series and Snatcher and Police Knots.
And he recently didn't he do Castlevania?
Yeah, he was in like development with the Castlevania, the Lords of Shadow.
Yeah, Lords of Shadow.
And,
Awesome games.
Yeah, I've had fun with him. And also Guillermo del Toro,
Yep.
who
Pan's
did, like,
Labyrinth,
Pan's
Hellboy,
Labyrinth, Devil's
Pacific
Backbone,
Rim.
Coronos,
Mimic, which is
Blade 2.
Mimic is. I can't finish that movie. That movie terrifies the shit out of me.
Really?
I'm afraid of bugs.
Yeah.
And if you're afraid of bugs, Mimic is about bugs that are
It's pretty
our
much just
human size.
Giant cockroaches.
Yeah,
that can,
scares
like,
the
stab
shit out of
through.
me.
Yeah, I thought Mimic was a pretty interesting movie.
They made like 3 of them too. There's
Yeah.
like sequel
I mean,
after sequel.
I know he only had anything to do with the first one, but
Yeah.
but yeah, and then Norman Reedus from Boondock Saints, Walking Dead fame.
Yep.
He's actually the starring character in the new.
And
Silent
honestly, I
Hills.
like that. A lot of people are giving actors a lot of well, I'll put it this way. A lot of voice actors are complaining about how many Hollywood stars are getting into games. Like, you
There's
had...
only been like.
Well, I mean, you had
4, I mean,
Ellen
like,
Page and Willem Dafoe did that trash
yeah.
Beyond Two Souls. I have not played it, but just everything I see about the game, it looks...
It's not great.
I'm sure my wife would love it because it's pretty much a movie that you have some interaction with.
Yeah.
But I loved Heavy Rain.
Heavy Rain was great.
I loved Indigo Prophecy.
Yeah, Indigo Prophecy was great too.
But this game looked like shit.
It is. But yeah, I mean, like, you got Kevin Spacey in the new Call of Duty.
Yep.
And then the Ellen Page, Willem Dafoe, and you got like I said, Norman Reedus in the Silent
Can't
Hills
forget
thing.
Bruce Willis in Apocalypse.
Oh God,
That's probably the greatest game ever made.
Oh man, that game was almost forgotten.
How could it be? As being probably the greatest game of all time.
Really?
No, it sucked. It sucked legit balls.
Yeah, it's really bad.
It sucks some
Actually,
dick.
that game sucked so bad that I almost thought it was just vaporware. I thought it didn't even exist.
No, it existed.
I know it did.
I bought a movie that had a demo of it with it.
Fuck. What was it, a Hudson Hawk or something? They're like, here's a shitty Bruce Willis movie. Here's a shitty Bruce Willis
That's a strong word. Hudson Hawk is hilarious. I don't know if it's supposed to be.
It's probably not. It's probably like Howard the Duck. It's just fucking terrible.
I liked Hudson Hawk. I like all Bruce Willis movies.
But Howard the Duck, man. Like,
Howard the
I was
Duck,
thinking about. No, I was thinking about that when Guardians. He's
Yeah. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
At the end of Guardians, if you watch at the end of the credits, you see Howard the Duck say something.
Yeah, he talks about letting a dog lick you. It's gross. He's just like, how you gonna let do that?
Yeah.
But it's cool because Howard's just like drinking a cocktail and.
Yeah.
But yeah, Howard the Duck was one of the worst movies ever created.
Mm-hmm.
It was fucking terrible. I had a friend of mine that tried to convince me otherwise. He's like, no, it wasn't that bad. And I was like, how many years has it been since you've seen it? Were you able to walk? Because that movie's fucking terrible.
Yeah. Well, that's an interesting point too. There's so many games that I have fond memories of.
And then you go back and play them.
And like, holy shit.
Oh yeah.
Captain Planet, the video game.
What? I didn't even know that existed.
It was on the NES. I loved that game. It was a piece of fucking shit.
Really?
Oh, Silver Surfer.
Oh, that game is dog shit. Because
I loved it when I was a kid.
Well, because your entire how did you love that game? That game's hard as fuck.
I never got past the first level, but I just had so much fun flying on a little
really
surfboard.
did. I mean, like, the thing was, like, okay, most shmups like that, your hitbox is very tiny.
Yeah.
It's normally just the center of your body.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even like your
The
arms
wings
or
or-
your wings or anything like that. It's just the center of the body. Fucking Silver Surfer, every bit of it. The board, Silver Surfer is one of the most powerful beings in all of like comic book history.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know that, but he's supremely powerful.
Yeah.
And to have him get taken out by like, you know, a flying bug.
We can all agree though that Platoon,
Oh God.
I think everyone that owned a Nintendo owned the game Platoon.
I did not own Platoon. But
I have Platoon.
That's like Predator. Predator was like that, where it was just terrible.
Platoon was so bad. I don't even know how you beat that game.
You can't.
You walk through the woods and literally people just
Now-
come out of the bushes and stab you. I mean, I think it's just the true Vietnam sim.
I mean, really, yeah. You think about it.
Like that. That's
Vietcong
probably
was
the most realistic
sneaky
game ever
people.
made.
Probably.
Yeah.
They're
You walk
just-
in the
you just-
walk in the woods in Nam,
maybe
you get stabbed.
Maybe that's the point of the game.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just it's Nom. You don't survive.
Yeah. Can you beat that game?
I'm sure someone has. I'm sure that we could go.
I'm sure we go on YouTube and find
there's
someone
long
that-
plays.
I probably there's 15 billion.
Yep.
Let's plays.
I'm
of
sure somebody
Platoon.
has probably maxed out the score
Yeah.
in Platoon. I don't. But yeah, I mean.
But yeah, survival horror is a genre I really need to get into, but it's hard. Like literally, I play Amnesia. I feel like I have to go to the chiropractor because the whole time I'm playing
It's
it,
tense.
yeah, my neck tenses up, and it's an involuntary. It's just the dread.
Like I said, PT, man. It's almost like PTO. I mean, you know, PT and like military. They're talking about you
Yeah,
know,
PTSD.
Yeah.
Post traumatic.
Well, no, just the.
Oh, post traumatic.
Well, no, just like I think it's like. Shit, I can't remember what PT is.
Oh.
Damn. But yeah, it's pretty much you just work yourself to fucking death. It's
Oh yeah,
where,
PT.
you know,
Yeah, that's like a person. Well, it's like their PT times, like when they have to work out.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like that. You're just fucking. It's intense. My alarm going off.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just intense shit. And it's rough, man. It's rough.
Yeah.
Like PT was pretty intense. So it fucks with you.
Yeah, I watched your video on your channel. Amazing video. I watched an IGN run through, and what's awesome about it is watch as many of these as you can find because I've seen something different in each one I've watched.
Yeah, and there's even shit that I wish I could have shown in mine that happened in... Because I ended up doing like 6 runs of the game before I ended up finishing it because I just kept running into problems with each video where things were going wrong. And I also was trying to get the ending to pop, and the ending wouldn't. So I'm going to have to do a second video at some point with the ending
Yeah.
whenever I get that to happen because it's so fucking random and it's pissing me off. But
Well, I guess so.
but yeah.
Yeah, watch those. I
But
guess
watch as many as you can because, I saw something different in some that I didn't see in any of the other videos, including there's one in mine. Make sure you watch it.
Yeah.
There's one thing in mine that I have not seen
I hadn't
in
seen
any
anyone's-
of the runs, and it's pretty goddamn freaky.
Yeah,
so,
it is weird. Like I hadn't seen it. I've watched 3, including his, and his is the only one that I've seen. I mean, I'm sure there's like 50,000 on YouTube.
yeah, and all
but-
of them that I've watched, because I like watching people play through it because
yeah, it's different.
it's different, and I also like watching people play it on Twitch
Yeah,
because you get to see the reactions. I love that shit.
yeah,
It's a treat when you've already gone through it or you've
And you
already
know what's
seen,
coming up.
Yeah, well, you already know what's coming because it's good to watch them freak out. If it's the first time you're watching go through it or something like that, make sure you watch it without somebody's commentary.
Well, let's do a
But
state of the channel address. I now have 3 subscribers. I once had 2. I now have 3.
nice.
Watch out, Angry Joe.
Yeah.
I'm coming for you. Your 1.5 million is looking a mighty smaller now that I have 3.
Yeah.
I still have not monetized my videos, so I have made 0 YouTube money.
I went up about
You
14
almost
cents.
yeah,
something like
you
that.
almost have like an off-brand canned Coke. You almost have it.
I get
Honestly, when you need to cash in that 50 cents, get your off-brand canned Coke and make a statue out of it.
make a statue.
Yeah.
It's a milestone.
Yeah, milestone, 50 cents, more than I've made.
Yeah.
But
First, yeah.
I just uploaded a video for And Yet It Moves. It's an indie title that I found in my Steam library that I really had no idea what the fuck it was about.
Yeah.
Played it, made a little video about it. Watch it. It's kind of neat.
Yeah.
You're putting out videos all the time. You just put up a new Doom 3 video,
Yes.
and it's the shit. He's going through the Alpha Labs now.
Yeah.
Alpha Labs is awesome. That's when the shit starts hitting the fan.
Yeah, because that's when I start dying.
Yeah, you need to watch that.
And then I put out the PT walkthrough, the part 1. As soon as I get the part 2 for the ending, which it won't be that long of an ending or anything, it's just a couple minutes. But you guys, I'll get that up as soon as I can.
Next videos I put up is probably going to be some more of my Soldier of Fortune Let's Play, which has been a lot of fun. I forgot how fun that game was. I forgot how ridiculously violent that game was. And I don't know if it's just me and my aim. I'm just shooting people in the dick.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I'm running through. I'm not trying to shoot their dicks off.
Well, unless you're in the South Park episode. Where he's like, that's not cool, man.
But I'm just shooting everybody. I have a shotgun. I have a shotgun. I'm literally aiming at people's heads, and I'm shooting them in the dick.
It's just mental dick shots.
Yeah, I'm just like, no dick shall survive.
You know, maybe that's what Call of Duty people need to start, like, when they do 360 no scopes, maybe they need to just start hitting people in the dick.
The dick's at a headshot, a new headshot.
Yeah, that's the new headshot. Knock the head off their dick. That's impressive.
Spoiler alert from my Soldier of Fortune playthrough on the next level. Hawk, he's your little sidekick thing.
Yeah.
Fuck him. He is the biggest worthless pile of shit in the world. He tells me to do all this shit to plant a bomb on this like stealth fighter. Okay, so I do all this shit. Hack's a strong word. I push buttons on walls because this is a Quake 2 engine.
Yeah.
Do all this shit, blow people the fuck up, risk my own goddamn life, and then I hit the button to raise up the stealth fighter. Guess who's standing next to it? Fucking Hawk. He's already planted the goddamn bomb. How the fuck did he get to it? I just did enough to even have access to it. That son of a bitch already planted the bomb. He's like, let's get out of here, John. Fuck you, Hawk. Mr. Stealthy Man. Mr. You can do everything by yourself and you're just making me killing a bunch of people for your own sick pleasure?
Yeah, maybe he just doesn't like killing people.
Fuck Hawk. Pacifist bitch.
Which,
But you'll see that on the Let's Play. I don't know if I'm going to rage that much on it.
I don't know, you'll probably do that.
But, god damn it, that pissed me off. I hate shit like that.
Which I have like 10,000 things that I'm trying to finish. It's like Dead Space is done. I'm just putting it out a piece at a time, and I'm being rather slow about it. Even Journey, I know, so sorry. I had an hour-long playthrough, 3 parts, and I've yet to put out the third part. And it's just an hour long. I feel stupid.
Mm-hmm.
But I got one more part to put out on that. I can get Journey out to you guys, and because I feel sorry for you if you had to finish that one. You're just like, I don't give a shit. I don't care what this guy's doing in this stupid game. And then The Last of Us, I'm kind of waiting on the remaster because I love the game, I really do, and I really want to play through it. But at the same time, there's such an oversaturation of those that I'm just like, I don't really. I mean, people could go and watch the finished full thing.
What's coming up on the Nostalgia Corner?
Nostalgia Corner will probably be, probably either Metal Gear Solid,
Sweet,
or Medieval.
Medieval.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, that's a PlayStation classic.
Yeah.
I've never played.
It's excellent.
Oh yeah, everyone tells me it's excellent. It was like one of the best PS1 games.
Well, I think I'll do Medieval then first,
Yeah.
and then I'll do Metal Gear Solid for next week.
Yeah, Metal Gear Solid is what's made me the gamer I am today.
It's an excellent game.
Yeah, because I mean, I played games, but I didn't consider myself a gamer until I played Metal Gear Solid, and I'm just like, this is what I'm gonna do.
That's one of those games that back in my my junior high days, I remember playing it, and man, it takes me back. Every time I think of sitting at my friend's house and us playing that demo disc with Metal Gear Solid and fucking like Small Soldiers and all that shit on it. And yeah, Metal Gear Solid, I must have beat that demo like 90 times in a weekend.
I bought the game because it was on sale at EB, Electronics Boutique. It was used. I'd bought this game called like Nuclear Ops because the graphics looked good.
Yeah.
One of the shittiest games I've ever played in my entire life. It had a load screen every 6 steps. I'm not joking. It had a fucking load screen every 6 steps. One of the worst controls ever. It was like one of these weird 3D games where it was kind of like the camera was always behind you. It was kind of like Crash Bandicoot Shooter in a sense, because you didn't have a true 3D world to traverse. You could only kind of go on a left or right plane and then walk forward. And so, like, it was 3 dimensions, but it sucked. And like I said, every 5 steps, it was a load screen. And I bought it new for $40. That's how much I think new games cost for the most part. Take it back to Electronics Boutique and say, this game fucking sucks. You got to take this back. And they're like, well, you can trade it in. And so I got Final Fantasy VII used with the black label, and then they had Metal Gear Solid, and so it just looked neat on the back. Like, I didn't read game magazines. There wasn't no internet, really.
Yeah.
So I just like, oh, this game looks neat. Got it. Changed my life.
Yeah.
Not Final Fantasy VII. Honestly, I didn't like Final Fantasy VII.
I played through about 2 hours of Final Fantasy VII.
Didn't like it. Love Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah.
But that's about all the time we have. Well, we actually have more time, but this is all we're going to subject you to.
Yeah. And we got to do hour and 9 minute, hour and 10 minute playthroughs on something.
I don't know what I'm gonna play.
Render it up.
Probably gonna find some. It might be Kingpin. I've been wanting to play Kingpin.
Kingpin would be pretty cool.
It's on GOG.
Yeah.
Pick it up, buy it, support games,
and learn to say fuck a lot.
Yeah, already there. But this has been Lugarp,
and I goddammit.
And thanks for listening to Idle Mouths episode 2.
Yep. See you next week.
See ya.